Thank you for tuning into my channel. Please like the video, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and keep up with my trading journey. If you've been in the trading space for, I would say, longer than a month, you've definitely heard about prop firms. Today, I am going to do a deep dive into one that's, in my opinion, a bit overlooked, but I really like them, especially for new traders. And what I've noticed is that my audience, especially my friends, are new traders, right? This prop firm is none other than Daytraders. I am an active trader currently funded with them. In this video, I will be giving some insight on how they operate, their rules, and also why I chose them overall as my number one prop firm to trade with. I do trade with some other prop firms, but I am trying to accomplish a huge goal with them right now. So they are the number one prop firm that I trade with currently. So let's get into it. So what exactly is daytraders.com? Simply put, they're a trading firm that specializes in funding futures traders. They're not a broker. They provide you with capital to trade, and you keep a percentage of whatever profits that you make in said account. The key difference I found with day traders is when it compares to a lot of others prop firms, their focus is on simplicity and transparency. The founders actually came from another prop firm that I also like, but things are, let's say, a bit complicated over there at the other prop firms at times. So I was happy to see how this prop firm was very straightforward, so to speak. All right. So when it comes to day traders, they primarily use the evaluation model, which is standard across the industry. You pay a one-time fee to trade a simulated account. This is a test. You need to hit a profit target without violating their drawdown limits. They offer various account sizes, the most popular being the 50K and 100K accounts. You can utilize set accounts on Rhythmic. There is an X on Project X, mainly because they're no longer going to be using Project X in the near future. So it used to be Rhythmic and Project X. Unfortunately, they do not offer TradeAway, but it will solely be Rhythmic. Moving forward, I believe they're going to add some more platforms. However, they haven't announced it yet. So hopefully when they do, I will update maybe the comments or try to update the video for you all as well. The biggest mistake that new traders make is trying to rush this evaluation. Think of it as a low-stress job interview, okay? Or maybe a take-home assignment for a job interview. They want to see consistent risk-managed trading, not a lucky lottery win, okay? The rules are very plain and very simple. In my opinion, they're fair, especially if you respect them, all right? So you pay this fee for the evaluation, then I'll get into it later. Word about it. I will get into it later on. So let's jump into one of the reasons why I trade with this platform. Of course, it's their low-cost eval. So for their trailing drawdown accounts, it's very low cost. Yes, there's a larger activation fee after you've paid the account fee and you have passed that evaluation. But for beginner traders, spending $50, my favorite is 50K account, spending $50 on a prop firm to perfect your strategy and gain funding to me is definitely a win, okay? I walk out of the house and I spend $50, all right? So the earnings target for this 50K account and the drawdown, they're very close. And based on a risk to reward ratio, it serves as enough drawdown for me to course correct and also enough leverage to hit the targeted goal. I've passed a few 50K accounts this far, looking forward to going ahead and accomplishing, like I said, a huge goal with them. You can get accounts ranging from 25K all the way to 300,000. All right. But of course, as you see, the more the account goes up in value, the more funding you get, the more the price for the account goes up as well. So for me, I would want to pay 100 and just call it 14, 15 bucks. I would rather pay 50 bucks for an account to potentially make $2,000, all right? And I can do that over a course of multiple accounts. They also have straight to funding. On straight to funding, you can get 25K accounts all the way up to 150K accounts, all right? And they have static. I personally don't care for static accounts. To me, when you look at it, the drawdown compared to a trailing drawdown account, the drawdown is definitely a lot smaller. I don't particularly like that. This activation fee is the same when it comes to scaling, of course. Then when it comes to, I would say, the data that you receive, it's the same. Also on the account, yes, it's a static account, but for a regular trailing account, if you look, let's say for the 50K, for example, when you look at the earnings target, it's $3,000 for the 50K on the trailing, and static is 3,700. So if you really think about it, if you're not rushing this process and you're really taking your time, I don't see why anyone would want a static account. However, go for it. To me, if I'm going to get a static account, I might as well just trade my own money in a brokerage, right? But I utilize prop firms for the very reason that I would like to put in a small amount of money in order to have a huge gain. And it's possible. You just have to be really, really disciplined in order for that to happen, okay? So day traders, I do want to point out, they have a limit on the amount of contracts you can trade, like a lot of other prop firms. Know your contract limits, guys. For the account size you choose, know your account limit. Don't let a big position size blow up your account, okay? You could have had a successful run, but you let a position size blow up your account. Now all of a sudden you've broken rules, or you're going to draw down. Just know your account limit. So right here for the static 50K, you will see here that you can do 3 minis or 30 micros, okay? They'll always tell you what your limits are in terms of your contract limits, all right? Now, let's talk about the rules, because this is where I would feel confident saying most traders fail. When I first started trading, I just did not pay attention to the rules. There are still moments when I mix up the rules with different prop firms. That's why now I'm trying my best to stick to one prop firm, accomplish a huge goal with them, and then move forward, okay? This account, or this prop firm rather, is for non-gamblers and traders who like to hit base hits, okay? DCA is allowed on this account. News trading is allowed. Honestly, I just wouldn't do it, but hey, que sera, sera, do your thing. When it comes to the minimum qualifying date for an evaluation, you will need at least 4 qualifying days to successfully pass an evaluation, meaning you cannot pass in 1 day, you cannot pass in 2 days, nor 3, you need 4 days, okay? What a qualifying day is, essentially, you will need to meet the minimum daily profit limit for whatever account size you have. And I'll go ahead and talk about that in a second as well. Also following all of the rules I'm going to go ahead and discuss, and ensuring that you trade at least once per 30 days, okay? You can't take a break and sit out for 31 days. You will lose your account due to the inactivity rule, right? Like I said, I like the 50K account due to the small goal needed, which is close to more or less the drawdown on the account, and it lessens the potential of me actually blowing up my account as well. All right, consistency. I like the consistency rule. I know a lot of traders don't like it, but it keeps me from a YOLOing my account, honestly. And I'm able to cut my losing trades a lot quicker, knowing that I have a consistency rule that I need to abide by. And it definitely helps my discipline for sure. All right. And with day traders, as you saw, it's 50% consistency rule. All right. So on a 50K account, and I'll be using 50K accounts for the main example in this explanation, mainly because that's my favorite. And I think for a new trader or even an intermediate trader, it just helps in sticking to an account where the profit limit as well as your drawdown is kind of close to each other. Like I said, the 1-to-1 ratio, or almost 1-to-1 ratio, just makes sense for me. So the most critical rules with any prop firm, including day traders, are the profit target and the trailing drawdown, as well as honorary mention would be the minimum daily profit. Okay, minimum daily profit is essentially what you have to make per day to be qualified, okay, to be counted as a trading day. All right, so for the 50K, it's $200. Okay, it's also the same thing for the 75K. But for the 50K, it is $200. So you have to make $200 a day to have a qualifying day. And in order to pass day traders, you need at least 4 qualifying days to pass a 50K account. Now, onto the trailing drawdown. The trailing drawdown pretty much follows your highest achieved profit, and it moves up your drawdown limit. All right. If you have a 50K account with a $2,000 drawdown, your account balance can never drop below $2,000. Okay. But once your limit goes up, your highest traded balance, that is, that $2,000 that you had of buffer, it also moves up with it, all right? So for example, if you make $500, your new balance is now $50,500, and your max loss is no longer 48,000. Your max loss is now 48,500. This forces, honestly, excellent risk management. It's a good habit to learn early on, especially when you're trading, and it also trickles into, I would say, finances as a whole, right? Proper risk management. Now, there's no frequency high trading. So no bots, essentially, no in and out trading. I do wish the accounts would stop you out when you pass, but who am I kidding? I mean, they're here to make money, and if I go below my account by going below the goal that I've set, or the goal that they've set for me after I've hit it, going below it just from over trading and blowing up my account, and I have to buy another account, that's more money for them. And this is a money making business at the end of the day. We just have to follow the rules and make our money, right? I'm not even gonna go into an explanation, a deep explanation of this. I've done this way too many times that I can count. But hey, 15 evals is allotted on these on day traders, but only 5 per account is actually allotted. Okay, I'll get to that. I did wish they had 20 per accounts like Apex. The founders did come from Apex, but hey, it is what it is. If you can get 5 per accounts, get all of them to 6 payouts. I mean, that's $10,000 on a 50K account. Okay, so the rules are pretty straightforward from 8 to 10. But for the people who may be listening and not looking on YouTube, essentially code of conduct. So don't go crazy being disrespectful to any of the mods or support agents or anyone. When it comes to commission all of your trades, of course, we know this is across prop firms. You will see commissions on every trade. You cannot hedge, all right? When it comes to hedging, you can't pretty much gamble in the market, put a buy and sell and just wait for them to hit. And I went over the inactivity rule. Minimum of 1 trade every 30 days must be placed to keep your account active, all right? Now, I did wish there was some sort of swing trading accounts, but most prop firms, like of course, Daytraders, they don't allow swing trading. I like the fact that they do allow holiday trading. I traded half days on this Thanksgiving and I was very profitable. So I'm happy that they did allow this. Now, when it comes to the profit target, it's very straightforward. You need to hit it. For the 50K account, it's typically $3,000. Once you hit the target and follow the rules, you move on to your funded account. Yay. Now, once you've hit the profit target, you move on to your funded account after you paid your activation fee, then you're one step closer to your payout. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Read your rules and know your minimum balance to request to get your money. Also, know your minimum amount you have to make per day. Okay. I can't tell you how happy I am to be doing this, not only for you, but for me, and going over these rules as I embark on this journey to do something with day traders. Um, I'm not sure why in the past I thought I needed 4K to withdraw on a 50K account, but I did. And I only needed at one point like 200, like it was like less than $200. And one more day to make 8 days to qualify for my payout. And I always look at the max payout, right? And let's just say I blew two accounts, dropped below in another account. And honestly, I don't even want to go further into that conversation. I'm sure one day I will, but for right now, let's just get back to the matter at hand. And I will say, know your balance to request. Know where your account is at all times. Now I keep this on my desktop just to keep track of it. Honestly, when it comes to tracking, I now look at prop trader ranks and I actually go to prop trader ranks. I have a plugin that I purchased just so that way I can keep track of all of my accounts all in one place, right? Because what happens is that you get sometimes, I know for me, I'll get so confused, right, with all of the various prop firms and things like that. That's why I feel like Daytraders is definitely a really good prop firm to start with, where it's all right there in your face. You don't have to go searching for any news or anything like that. It's all right there in your face. So I'm really, really happy I went ahead and utilized the PTR Tracker from Prop Trader Ranks. It actually kept me on task and let me know how many days I had to pay out, what exactly my consistency was. So it's really tough for me to have to like log out of Quantar and go to whatever dashboard, and the dashboard does not update all the time. Whereas the PTR Tracker from Prop Trader Ranks, they actually update all the time. Right. So it's simultaneously, it's real live data that pulls in from Quant Tower. So I get to see all, as soon as I close a trade, open a trade, I get to see exactly what my account is. And it just makes a lot of sense for me. And it's just not only for day traders, it's also for other prop firms as well. So I get to see my entire portfolio at once if I want to. And it just makes a lot of sense for me to be utilizing the PTR tracker. Okay. So I utilize that now so I don't make any more fibs or any more mistakes. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys want to get that, go get it. It will definitely help you keep track of all your accounts and kind of keep you on task. Because what I didn't like with a lot of the prop firms, including day traders actually, it doesn't update live data like as soon as you're in and out of the trade. And some people are like, well, how do you expect them to do that? Like it updates at like 6 p.m. every day, right? When the market closed, I guess Quantar sends them the information. But I really wanted something where I can keep track of it and it's right there in Quantar. I don't have to go in and out. So that was pretty cool. All right. So it says that the trader keeps 100% of the profits. I mean, I absolutely love this. However, this is on the last payout. You can take your payout and they will give you an eval on your last payout, which would be the 6th payout. You can buy the account, also an eval account for $1,000 to go live, or you can allocate your earnings from $1,000 to all the way up to $10,000 and go ahead and allocate it to that live account. And I believe day traders will match whatever you deposit for you to trade with. Excuse me? No, thank you. I want all of my money. More than likely, once I do get to this phase, what I will do is just take all of my funds. I'll either take all of my funds and maybe even pay for the eval, but I am absolutely not putting any of my money that I've earned into a live account. It's just not happening. If that was the case, I would just go, I would go trade my own money. The whole point of using a prop firm is to put in, I would say, limited funds in order to be able to gain a lot by following risk management, right? So I absolutely would not be doing this. But I absolutely love day traders still because they pay out pretty fast, right? They pay out pretty quickly, usually via bank transfer or plain. All right. The process is pretty seamless. So once you submit your request, this is a real validation that the prop firm model works. Once you submit your request, you get your payout, right? So payouts is the main thing. It shows everyone that, hey, prop space, you can definitely get funds from it. All right. Another thing I do want to mention, they have no monthly fees. A lot of prop firms have monthly fees. Day traders have absolutely no monthly fees. I love that. Like I mentioned in the beginning, they will no longer have Project X next year. I believe somewhere in February, they're going to stop having Project X. All right. So when it comes to payouts, I do want to highlight some things here. So the funding program ends at 6 payouts. So it makes sense to get 5 accounts, pass all said 5 accounts, pay the activation fee for all said 5 accounts, get to pay out on each account together, right? with proper risk management, of course, and be able to make $10,000 just making 500 per day for 8 days. All right. If you get 5 accounts, you make $500 for 8 days. Once you get to payout, that will be $2,000 per account. That's $10,000. All right. So easier said than done. But with proper risk management, even if this is achieved in 10 days, right? 14 days, 15 days, to me, it's definitely worth it for a new trader coming in the space, not having a lot of confusion, not having a whole lot of rigid rules, not worrying about not getting payout. Automatic, if you ask me, right? The system is the one that does it. There's no person asking you for a video or anything like that. I was asked by Apex for a video, and they tried to deny my payout. Right? I've had my share of issues with Apex. Luckily, I was still able to get my payouts, but for day traders to be doing this and being able to pay traders out like this, like that's one of my main reasons. In addition to their evals just being very low, those are like my main reasons for choosing them as my number one prop as it pertains to beginner traders utilizing it. All right, so as you see, we have 3 examples on the screen. If you go ahead and for one account, you get a payout, second account, you get a payout, third account, you get a payout, fourth account, you get a payout, you get another payout on the first account, then you get another payout on the second account. That's 6 payouts, my friend. You're done. All right. So I have been up and down in some accounts. I have some accounts that's already there, just waiting for the other accounts. So honestly, I'm in a yo-yo phase with day traders, and I had to go back and look at the rules because a lot of times I'm trading multiple accounts and I'm cross-pollinating my accounts. I like to call it cross-pollinating because sometimes I'm giving day traders, rules that should be on another account, and sometimes I'm over leveraging, right? Well, I'm oversizing. So I say all that to say, you do have to plan for this. So $500 a day on 5 accounts for 8 days and getting $10,000 per account. If I can do that 6 times, that's $60,000. Some people don't make that in a year. All right. So if I can spend my whole year just working on this, I don't expect it to take a year, but if I can spend my time working on this, I can definitely get to $60,000 solo in payouts with day traders and either work with them or decide, hey, you know what? I want to go in a different direction. All right. My honest, unbiased take on daytraders.com and being a funded trader with them. Competitive payout. Love the 80-20 split. Clear rules, reliability. When it comes to the downside, some people think a trailing drawdown is a downside, so I'll put it on there. But for me, it just keeps me in line in terms of my risk management. The cost of resets. I do wish resets were a bit cheaper. But if you're in a funded account, it's no reset, just get start over. But that's like a lot of other prop firms. But I really wish resets were cheaper. They do give a discount. It's like 70, some or 80%. I just wish it was a lot cheaper. So day traders to me is a legitimate and competitive prop firm. A lot of people are not talking about it. I'm not sure why. They offer a real chance to trade with size without risking your own life savings, right? You don't have to put a couple $100s for somebody who really, like, let's say somebody got laid off recently and they just lost a job. Like, they can start this and take this thing slow and steady on a day trader account and potentially be able to make a couple $1,000s, and then have that to then move on to other accounts. I'm not saying that day traders will be like the final account for all traders. Some traders, I might go live with them and stay with them, right? But I just love the fact that the payments are automated and it's just really simple. Here's a reality, guys. It's no secret money hack in any prop firm, okay? Prop firm provide the capital, but you have to bring your A game consistently and have some sort of profitable strategy, right? You have to have your edge. Prop firms, no prop firm is going to give you the secret sauce. Okay, so with that being said, day traders, yes, I do think it's good for new traders. I do think it's good for intermediate traders, but I do think you have to have some sort of strategy coming in and trading day traders. Like I said, $500 a day for 8 days on 5 accounts. That's $10,000. You do that 6 times, that's $60,000. All right, low stress. You can have another job doing this. I have another job, right, outside of trading. I'm a part-time trader, right? I'm an active, funded trader with day traders part-time, and this is my honest prop firm review of their system. Guys, thank you so much for sticking in there with me watching this. Hopefully, you will trade with day traders. If you do trade with day traders, please go ahead and use the code ST when getting an account. I've explained the trailing drawdown, the payout process, how you can pass your evaluation. Hopefully, you pass your evaluation on your first try. If you're looking for the best prop firm for futures trading, definitely go ahead and try day traders, especially if you're new to this. I noticed my audience is pretty new. I've had 3 people reach out to me just saying that they're new in the space and they're looking to learn some more. So I will bring you on this journey of me going ahead and trading these accounts and letting you know how I do. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and become a new subscriber and enjoy the journey with me. Thanks, guys. Bye.